I, like many of you, grew up on YouTube. I watched the likes of Smosh, PewDiePie, Tobuscus, Niga Higa, Ray William Johnson, Shane Dawson, Glozell, and then my fellow Canadians, Matthew Santoro, because I was a big non-fiction freak back then, and one of my favorite Canadian channels, WatchMojo. I mean, I watched WatchMojo the way I watched Death Battle back in the day. It was a religious thing for me to look up top 10 videos. I haven't really stayed tuned to WatchMojo for many years now, but I do from time to time see them putting out top 10s, and I watch it here and there. And I know over the years they have made some top 10 wrestling videos. I've seen top 10 WWE superstars, top 10 wrestling matches. At one point I see top 10 ROH matches, which really intrigued me, and I was very shocked by that. Now they put out a new video, Top 10 AEW Dynamite Matches. We're about a year and a half into AEW Dynamite being an actual thing, and I think now is a good time to really compile up a big super list of what are the greatest Dynamite matches since its inception. And I think there's a lot of really good matches to throw out there, but I will want to hear from like the pioneers of top 10s, because there's many YouTubers that replicated what WatchMojo does back in the day, but nobody did it like WatchMojo. It's like, even though I trust their top 10s, I don't know how good this top 10 wrestling list is gonna look. Because I remember being a bit questionable about the top 10 WWE list they did a few years ago. This one, I don't know. We're gonna have to see if it's valid or not. We're gonna have to test the validity of WatchMojo today. And that is today's video. WatchMojo's top 10 AEW Dynamite matches. Is it valid? So, simple thing I'm going to do is I'm going to watch this video along with you guys, and we're just going to go match by match and say if the match is valid or not. And by the end of the list, I'm going to tell you guys if this was a solid list. Let's go through it. Woo! Kenny Omega versus Rey Fenix is a great match. This is a great match too, but I'll wait. So far, so good. So far, so good. They're showing some really good highlight matches. I'm going to see how many I can remember off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure all of them, but so far, so good. Only 10 seconds in, I'm liking this list. It's only AEW Dynamite matches. Like, no matches from Double or Nothing, no matches from Revolution, just the core TV show AEW Dynamite. That's why I'm very intrigued by this list too, because it really pins you down to just this one outlet.
Number 10, Best Friends versus MIRO and
Arcade Anarchy. Okay, so I remember Arcade Anarchy being a really fun match. I enjoyed that match a lot. I especially enjoyed the ending. It felt like the ending of like a TV show. I feel like anytime the Best Friends end at a show, it's always like a wholesome feeling, like a good feeling you got coming out of Dynamite, which is always an ideal thing to have coming out of any show. Is a top 10 worthy? I don't remember that fondly, but because I remember enjoying it a lot, the more I think about it, I'm going to say this is valid. We're going to keep it moving though.
Number 9, Cody Rhodes versus Wardlow.
Cody versus Wardlow?
There are very few things that are as intrinsically linked with the world of pro wrestling as this.
You know, I feel like I would have to watch that match back again. I want to say that match was like really good, but I don't remember if it was, you know, top 10 Dynamite matches.
Cage match.
The moonsault was awesome. The build up to the match was really profound. I think the match itself was good. You know what? I can mess with that. I can mess with that being number 9.
Number 8, The Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle.
The Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle from Blood and Guts. I think that might be the first one I have to disagree with. Like, thinking back on many other matches I've seen in AEW Dynamite history, Blood and Guts was like a big match to do on TV, but just because it was a big match doesn't mean it was necessarily like a great one. I feel like this match will be remembered for its stipulation only. I don't really remember that match being crazily good or anything. Also, who likes watching cage matches with commercial breaks? Yeah, I'd have to say this is probably the first match on the list that's not valid. It wouldn't be on my top 10 list. Good match. Not top 10 though.
Number 7, Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega.
The AEW World Championship match on December 2nd, I'm assuming. That match was really good. I don't remember it being that great to be number 7 though. I feel like I would probably have to watch this match back again to really judge if this was worthy of a top 10 list. I'm going to say valid right now, but it's not 7. It probably is like 10, and not valid, it would be 11. Like if the validity test were from 0 to 100 and to be passing you have to be above 75, this match would probably be 75. Don't get me wrong, the match had a great ending and it led into a really big story that's still ongoing right now with Kenny Omega and Don Callis. But I don't judge matches off of just the like after the match is over. Like that's not how I judge matches. If you're gonna judge it based off of the end of the match, yeah, it's definitely like, you know, number 5 or whatever. But based off of the match quality itself, like it's probably just making the list.
Number 6, Chris Jericho versus Darby Allin.
Hey, I was there for life for that match. Let's go. Like, don't get me wrong, I do like that match, and I was there live for it, so I obviously have a little bit of a bias for it. But I do feel like there's many other Darby Allin matches that were better. I mean, the first one that comes to my mind is Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley from like the August 30th edition of Dynamite between him and Jon Moxley. That was like a great match that I hope I see on this list at some point. I think of Darby Allin versus Pac from 2020, or I think late 2019. I think of Darby Allin versus Cody, the first match of the year from AEW Homecoming 2020. There's like a lot of Darby Allin matches that are really good, and this is one of them, but I feel like I would put some other matches over top of this one. But I'm gonna say this one's probably not valid though. I would also put like Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho, their first match, over top of this one.
Number 5, Kenny Omega versus
all right, now we start to get into it. Now we start to get into the thick of it. Yeah, this match is definitely valid. This is one of the best matches in AEW, like period. Period. This is one of the best matches AEW's ever had, so definitely valid.
Number 4, Pac and Rey Fenix versus the Young Bucks.
Pac and Rey Fenix versus the Young Bucks? Okay, I can mess with this one. That was actually a great tag team match. I would, however, put the Young Bucks versus Private Party from AEW Dynamite episode 2 back in 2019 over this one. But I'll give them that. I'll bite with this match. It was really great. This one's valid. Woo!
Number 3, Best Friends.
All right. This wouldn't be my number 3 personally, but this definitely is worthy of being on the top 5 list. I'm gonna say this one's valid. Once again, another Best Friends match that has a happy ending that makes you coming away like, God damn, I'm glad I watched that match. It was also very brutal, and I'm a big fan of backstage brawls. So what's not to love about this match? Just wanted to bring this up. We're getting close to number 2 and number 1, and I have not seen Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker, so I'm a bit worried because I don't know if that's going to be number 2, number 1. I'm hoping it's number 2, but I don't know if the match is number 2. If it's not on this list, the list is just completely invalid, but let's see. Like, the only match that should be left is that match and Pac versus Kenny Omega. I mean, arguably, I think Cody versus Brodie in the dog collar match should be on here, but three of those two.
Number 2,
there we go. All right, the list is actually okay. So it's still valid as of right now. We'll see what number 1 is, but they came through because I was a little worried. We were near the end. I don't know, but they came through in that number 2. Let's see what number 1 is.
Before we unveil our number 1
honorable mention. All right.
Adam Page, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds versus MJF, Santana, and Ortiz.
I feel like that match is very emotionally driven. Like, it's a match that I feel like if you were grading it on a regular scale with other matches, it would not be on the list. But because of the weight and what the match signified and what it meant to the show, that's why a lot of people consider it one of the best matches in AEW Dynamite history. So, yes.
Rey Fenix versus Nick Jackson.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll give them that one. But what about the Young Bucks versus Private Party? Where's that at? And then where's Cody versus Brodie?
Versus Nyla Rose.
That's a good one.
MJF versus Sammy Guevara. These two prove they are the
That's a really good one, but I would definitely say there's some other matches that should be over that one.
Cody Rhodes versus
there we go. Not my honorable mention, but I think number 1 is Pac versus Kenny Omega, which it should be. Yes, sir. Yes,
matches
sir.
are always ORTIZ.
To this day, I still believe that is like maybe number 2 best match in AEW history. Like not even just Dynamite, but like in AEW history, I think that's number 2, number 3. It definitely deserves to be on this list, number 1. I mean, I gotta look back, because we had 10 slots on this list. How many slots did I actually agree with? So I would say, yeah, I agreed on 7 out of the 3 matches. So I think in that sense, this list is pretty valid. I think I will probably switch a few matches around. I would definitely insert Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin. I would likely insert the Young Bucks versus Private Party. And another one I want to throw in there. And I think I probably might throw in Jungle Boy versus Kenny Omega. That happened about a month ago. And I will probably mix some around, and that would probably be my top 10 list of AEW Dynamite matches. But I already have a list. 2019 to 2020 on my Tyler Mask YouTube channel. Link in the description down below. Go watch my top 10 list and tell me if my list is valid. But do you guys think this list is valid? Comment down below. Let your boy know. I love you guys always, and I will see you all in my next video. Peace out, guys.